Right, good morning. It's a very cold day. It's snowing, but it's only a gentle fluttering of snow. It's not too bad. Was going to do some silver fishing today. Right, good morning. We're on another lovely day, another lovely British winter day. It's turned into heavy rain now. It was snowing earlier. It's promised to clear up a bit later on. We haven't bought the pole today. We have bought some worms and some prawns. The worms are no good, they've gone off in the tub, so let's throw them away. We have got dead reds, sweet corn, and we've got the good old Warburtons. So we have Warburtons on the waggler rod, quite a big piece, fishing in the middle of the lake for anything that's sort of settled in the middle and not moving out the edges because it's so cold. So it's just single baits. And then we've got a prawn on the 9-foot bomb rod, just fish slightly to the left. Hopefully we can pick up a fish or two. But the weather's pretty awful really, and very cold. You can just about see in the raindrops there's sleet in there as well, so it's pretty awful. I have tried digging the banks up to try and get our worms. I've got one little worm, but I'll have another go in a bit when the rain's eased off. But you never know, on the red rod we could get a nice bream, a nice roach, could even go pick a carp up, you never know. And then hopefully the prawn will pick out any decent perch it won't have a chew. I don't know if you can see from the footage, parts of the lake are actually frozen. To my right there, most of the lake's already frozen. To my left, up near the other island, there's parts of it frozen up there too. But with it raining, hopefully it'll wash that away. It's only very thin ice. Not the stuff you need to break in this peg, we're alright here. When we're just fishing single baits, I can rotate it around the swims, hopefully. Pick up a couple of fish, who knows. Got size 16 on the waggler rod, 2 grains of corn on at the moment. See if we can entice a bite. It's still laying on it, just a touch. Right, so missed a bite on corn, probably a little roach or something, but missed it by a mile. What I'm doing with the prawn rod, I've been fantailing around the swim. So I've started in the middle and worked my way towards the bank. Every cast will come in a couple of more metres. So I've now gone under the trees to my left and the overhanging bushes. So in case there's any perch live down there, which in the summer there would be. Whether they're there now or not, I'm not quite sure. And even if they are they going to take a bait? Who knows? So I'll work my way up and down the bank, just casting different places, looking for liners or any sort of indications. But just exploring the swim with a prawn. Raining sleet's coming down again there. Oh, it's turning to proper snow. I'm trying to thaw out my bait, but the water from the lake, it's just like slush. I don't know if you can see that. Lake water's like slush. I should have bought a flask of hot water. Could always pour some coffee on them. The line is sticking to the eyes of the rod with the ice. Huge snowflakes coming down there. Try and defrost my grains of corn in my hand. They're good putting them in the water. So we've just lost one on the waggler rod on the corn. I think it was only a small fish, either a small bream or a small roach or something. Came off pretty quick. Trying to induce bites, we just keep moving the corner a little bit. We're in a snow blizzard now. So this is the sort of fishing my dad used to love. He never owned a pole all his life, but he would fish a bomb rod, maybe a feeder on it sometimes, but he'd always have a waggler rod set up. And he nearly always fished a piece of bread on it. And he was targeting bream and big roach. Right, it's 11:10. I've had no bites on the prawn yet. I've put my Predator Plus juice on them. I've had that for about 20 years, that tub. It must have been easy. So I've soaked them in Predator Plus. Well, that's what I've got on at the moment, but still no joy. I found it all on that side of the swim. No indications at all. On the waggler rod, I've had bites on maggot and corn, missed them both. So I've got quite a big hook on. It's a big 16, and I think it's probably small fish pulling at it. But saying that, there were decent bites, and I bumped one. I've got my only worm on there at the moment, so we'll see if that produces anything. I've only fed about 20 maggots and about 7 or 8 grains of corn on that line there, just because I was getting a few bites. But so far, a real struggle. So I've been fishing probably nearly 2 hours, I would say now. But it stopped snowing. It looks like it could be brightening up. Well, just to prove I haven't blanked, I totally blanked. I managed to have a roach on a piece of bread. About 2 ounce. I don't know how he's got the piece of bread in his mouth. I've been trying all sorts to try and get bites. Piece of Warburton's. Not really a little piece either. Trying a good piece of Warburton's, and they must have nibbled away at it in the... Finally got it small enough to get in his mouth. I've had a swap round there, so I've got the the prawn to my right towards where the ice is. So right in the middle that side. So I've done this side now. Happy there's nothing feeding or no perch there at the moment. So I'll just swap the setups around. But because I've been feeding a few maggots and corn on this line, I've got some small roach in the swim, which are quite happy taking the bread, giving us a few bites, but not really what I'm after. Fishing bigger baits to try and avoid them really, but you know. Too slow. Oh. Far too slow for that. Oh! Oh, that's a bit better. Oof! Got one about 4 or 5 out there. On that piece of big bread as well. Just shows you huge bits of bread and they're still taking it. Well, just to show you we're having all seasons, bolly's down, blue sky, sun's come out. I'm getting bites on bread flake. I think it's roach, but I'm hoping to pick up a decent roach, you never know. I must be due one by now. So I'm literally feeding odd little bits. That's all I'm feeding. I don't want to overfeed anything that is down there. Still nothing on the prawn. I'm down in the margins to my right now. You're looking down both rods. Plenty of bites on the waggler rod, on the bread flake. All roach at the moment. I've reduced the hook size to a wide gape 16. In the hope of hitting a few more of these bites. So I've missed quite a few from the smaller fish. I must have had a 14 on before, I thought it was a 16. So I'm fishing a decent sized piece of flake, hoping to pick a decent roach up. And then on this rod, I'll quickly just show you. We have a free running RCS system and a prawn that has been soaked in Predator Plus. Fingers crossed. I'm going to be laying on a bit too far with that. Little touch. With such a decent sized piece of bread flake, it's always best to let the bites develop. Oh, missed it. I'm getting a bitey chuck now on the red flake. Oh, all roach. It's just up to 4 or 5 ounce. I think I've lost a shot. Definitely lost a shot off my float. I'll have to put another weight on. Oh, I could be laying on a bit too much, coming a bit too close that time. Got to get them hand size on the bread. That one had a lift bite on that one. Even though it's a really big piece of bread, they're still taking it in. Hitting the bites better if I hold the rod. Keep putting bigger bits of bread on in the hope that it produces a bigger roach. I meant having it. Absolutely nailed that piece of bread, that one did. Right, we're still catching roach on the waggler with bread flake. We've probably had about 25 to 30 roach now in just over an hour. I think it's only 4 or 5 ounce, so I have bumped one that felt a bit bigger. The bigger piece of flake I've put on, it just takes some longer to eat it, but I'm not getting the better quality ones. I've had nothing on the perch line on the pond at all day. That's how it goes. Part of the lake's still frozen down there, but it was nice to get the waggler out on the bread flake. A bit more of an old traditional style. My dad would have loved it today. Bit of bread flake on the up. Still need to come and try with some casters and bring the pole again next time. But I hope you enjoyed watching it. In the snow to start with. It's slightly warmer now, but don't let this nice bright sunshine fool you. It is absolutely freezing. So I'm going to get going home now. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to click like and subscribe it. And I'll do some more. Thanks a lot. Lake's still frozen on this end. Oh, that is cold.